Welcome back. So, if you are struggling with seeing what you desire manifest, then today's video is all for you. So, let's dive into today's Soul Nugget Sunday. Welcome back, Mosaic Souls. Hello, Mosaic Souls. Hey Mosaic Souls, my name is Rachel Alexander, artist and Mosaic Soul Mentor, aka Spiritual Life and Wellness Coach here at Divine Earth School. And today we're going to be talking about the 5 signs that you're blocking your manifestations and how to not do that. So let's dive into this topic. But first, before we get started, if you can hear me live, feel free to let me know that you can hear me in the chat to make sure that everything is copacetic here. Just trying to... Trying to make sure that I'm viewable. Okay, so just making sure. For some reason, I can't see my chat. I'm like, where's my chat? Where's my chat? Captions on. Okay, let's see. Okay, cool. I'm being viewed. Here we go. Okay. Sorry about that. Just making sure that I access the chat. I don't know why. Cool. So we are live. Okay, cool. Sorry about that. So I'm finally back home, if you can tell with the different background. Finally back home in my humble abode, and this is exciting to dive into today's topic. So let's get into it. I think want to malfunction right when I go live. I sent myself the text of the 5 different areas. If you're joining me live, feel free to say hi in the chat. I'm gonna get started in a second once this is a little note to self, always write your stuff down. Cool. So today I wanted to talk about today's topic specifically because it came up for me this week, and as you know, my higher self, my divine team, is always in my ear about life and things that I'm traversing and how to help me navigate life situations. And so this topic kind of came to me literally probably a couple days ago because I was having a freak out moment and I had to come back to self, come back to center, and really realign myself with my desires. And so a lot of times when we're blocking our manifestations and we're blocking what we're working towards, a lot of it has to do with just us having human moments or moments where we are not in alignment with what we desire, right? And so let's talk about the 5 signs or 5 mindsets or behaviors or reaction patterns that you're having or embodying in this moment that could be blocking your manifestations, right? So the first one is you're not listening to your intuition, and you're listening to outside voices more than your own inner guidance, right? And so this can happen to where you get certain inner nudges to do certain things, right? And these inner nudges could be small things, like you feel the urge to call someone, or you feel the urge to just be silent and not speak to anybody, or you feel the urge to do this or do that, or to not do this and not do that. And you're not listening to that because what is happening is you have a lot of outside voices. Maybe it could be a spouse, a parent, a sibling, a friend, or whatever, and you have all these outside voices telling you what you should do, and their voices, you're allowing their voices to be louder than your own inner guidance, right? And so what happens, how that is blocking your manifestation, is that your higher self, your soul, is always guiding you. It's always like the compass of your life, right? And so when you got, like in this car analogy, right, when your soul is the navigation system, but you got the radio turned up so loud, and the radio in this instance is everybody else's voice outside of you turned up so loud that you can't hear the directions that the navigation system is giving you, right? You can't hear your own inner guidance where your soul is telling you to do this or not do that or whatever, right? And so that in that of itself is sort of like a vibrational mismatch, because your soul is guiding you to usually the simplest path to what you desire, right? And it's not always necessarily the easiest path. It can be the easiest path. Most of the time it actually is the easiest path, but it depends on your own inner resistance and your own inner conditioning around manifesting your desires or whatever. And so if you have a belief system that it should be hard, then that will be what plays out. But a lot of times your higher self is trying to lead you down the simplest, quickest path to what you desire. But if you're not listening to your intuition and you're listening to outside voices, you're going to be out of alignment with your higher self's directives, and ultimately out of alignment with your desire and your desired outcomes, right? The second sign or state of mind that is happening is that you're way too attached to a specific outcome, right? So let's say that you've been really working hard towards getting a specific promotion at your job, or you've been really working on, being open to more love in your life, right? And you've been going on dates and, trying to put yourself out there more, right? And just take those two examples, right? And this is where you've been, putting in some effort, doing something that you haven't always been doing before. But in your mind's eye, you're thinking, well, this is the type of partner I want. This is the only way that I want them to show up in my life. And you're not open to other possibilities. Not to say that you're lowering your standards, but in this instance, you're not being open to the infinite possibilities through which your soul can bring about your desire to you, right? And so you're specific, like with the promotion idea, you're thinking, well, this is the only way that more money can come into me. And so you're steady working on that promotion or doing all the things to get the promotion, when your soul could be leading you to a side gig or a side hustle or a different job altogether that is higher paying or stuff like that. But you're so specific or so like dead set on one specific outcome that you're blocking any other possibility from flowing in. And so in this instance, you really want to just be loosely attached, right? So one of the things that I learned from other spiritual teachers in my journey and just from coaching is that, more so spiritual teacher, I didn't really learn this in coaching, but is when you set a desire, you have a desire in mind, say to yourself, this or something even better. Welcome back. Say to you, welcome back. Because a lot of times, I'll get to your comment in a second. A lot of times when we are focused or dead set on that thing and you're blocking all other possibilities, you're not allowing the universe to vibrationally match you and your desire, right? And it could come in the form of a red pill versus the yellow pill that you've been focused on, right? Instead of the red pathway, instead of the yellow pathway, it could be coming down the red pathway. Just coming up with random ideas. But just, you get what I'm saying. The point is that when you're focused and you're dead set and you're so attached to a specific outcome, you are literally vibrationally not a match to what you desire, because your vibration is that it's not here yet, right? So you're vibrationally pulsing out, it's not here yet. And two, you're pulsing out the energy of, well, if it's not this, then it's not going to be anything better. Or, like your mind is very myopic and it can't see the infinite possibilities that the universe can actually bring you, right? Let me get to your comment. Because of depression, succession, I let myself feel unlovable because been used in a manner it hurts, but that doesn't make it true. Right, exactly. Going back to, I guess you're talking about the first one when I was talking about not listening to your intuition. Yeah. Surrender is definitely a part of the journey. That's one of the hugest that's one of the hugest things that you can do. And I'll talk about this in this next sign, right? So the third sign, that's very true. Surrender is very powerful, safety. So the next sign that you are blocking your manifestation is you're focusing on what could go wrong instead of focusing on what is going right, right? So your attention is, let's say you're working towards this goal, you're working towards this manifestation or whatever, and all you see is all the things that are not going right. You're just so focused, dead set on the things like the mind. And the thing is, like, you have to recognize that our critter brains, our monkey minds are all designed to keep us safe, right? And so this is sort of the conditioned mind pattern, and this is something that you have to work your way out of, right? Is you have to understand that if your mind is designed to keep you safe, it doesn't necessarily mean that that is actually the optimal mindset for growth, right? And infinite possibilities. So when you're focused on all the negative that could go wrong, what is happening is that your mind is saying, oh, I need to watch out for these signs, because if these signs happen, then, death is imminent, right? And so that's sort of like the subconscious programming that's sort of innate within us. And so almost you have to become the higher version of yourself and recognize that, one, your safety and your well-being is always assured, but two, yes, one of the things, I'm sort of a light worker and a dark worker in this pathway of understanding. A lot of times people in the spiritual community were like, oh, just only focus on the positive and the light. And, and I truly believe what you focus on, you attract, right? Law of attraction, seriously. Laws of Tahuti in effect, right? But what they don't, I think a lot of times what is necessary this is sort of the shadow work aspect of it, is when you can address your fears or address what you're worried about and say, come to a place of peace, right? And say, every vibrational reality that exists in this present now moment, right? But I'm choosing to focus on only that which I desire, right? So all that I don't desire exists simultaneously with everything that I do desire, right? In a vibrational reality that we live in. But the power that you have is the power of your focus and your attention, right? And so if you focus on what is going wrong versus what is going right, or focusing on all the things that you are projecting, mental projections of all the things that you haven't even happened yet, or maybe like something, well, I'll talk about this in the next second, but like when you're focusing on all the things that aren't going the way that you think they should be going, then you're not going to be in vibrational alignment with what you desire, clearly, because you're thinking, oh, it's not going the way I thought it should go, so it must not be manifesting, right? So my advice to you that is doing what Sati did, which is surrender, let go of your attachment to how you think it should go. Continue to do your goal setting, continue to work towards what you desire, but loosely move towards your desires. Don't be so attached to the point where you're like, if this doesn't happen this way, then my life is over, right? Don't set your happiness and your sense of self-worth and worthiness and your sense of self-love and joy and peace, abundance on a specific outcome, right? Just know that this or something better is ever on its way. So you don't need to worry about the little blips or the little bumps in the roads on the journey to your manifestation. You just know that it's done, right? When you know that you know that it's done, it doesn't matter what happens, because you already, in your mind, it's already done. In your heart, in your spirit, in your emotions, you're already embodying the desires that you know to be true. And so anything else that occurs along the way doesn't mean anything to you, right? It's that sort of solid knowing, right? The fourth sign that you're blocking your manifestation is that you're in a state of I'll be happy when, right? Versus living in joy and peace in the now. And this is very much so connected to what I was just talking about. So when you're in this state of I'll be happy when I get the promotion, or I'll be happy when I find the lover, or I'll be happy when I lose the 50 pounds, or I'll be happy when fill in the blank, right? I get that new whatever car or whatever, right? If you can't find your joy and peace and your sense of well-being and ease and worthiness and all that good gookiness that you're looking for in this manifestation now, then you can't vibrationally be a match to it, right? So think about it. Who would you be? How would you be? What state of mind and state of being would you be embodying if you already had what you desired, right? You would be peaceful. You would be excited. You would be joyful. You would be, fulfilled. You'd feel satisfied. You'd feel in love. You'd feel in love with life, in love, whatever, right? You'd feel all those things in this now moment. And so that's the key, right? Like feeling good now in this now moment is being a vibrational match to what you desire. But if you're holding back your joy, you're holding back your peace, you're holding back your love, you're holding back your excitement, you're holding back whatever that you're looking to feel after you receive what you desire, then you're not going to be a vibrational match to it. It's just the law of vibration. You're not being a vibrational match to that, what you desire, right? You see what I'm saying? So hopefully that makes sense. Let me know if that resonates. If this resonates, definitely give this video a thumbs up and let me know if that resonates in the comments below. And then the fifth and final sign that you're blocking your manifestations is you assume that circumstances that seem contrary to your desired outcome must mean it's not going to manifest, right? And so I love this. I love this one because this was a huge reminder for me this week in my own life, right? Is that when circumstances happen, right? It's very much so connected to that video. And I'll link it above or below after I get off, where I say, let your letdowns lead to your level ups, right? So it's coming back to that idea that even if circumstances or things don't go specifically the way that you think that they should go, don't assume that what you want isn't on its way, right? Assume that no matter what circumstances happen, no matter what plays out, right, that what you desire is already done, right? So it has to be that know that you know kind of energy, right? And this is very much so indicative, like I could just come back to the things that you have to reprogram your mind over and over and over, right? Like when that old version of me, a past parallel version of me had a large ovarian cyst, in my mind I kept saying, I'm already healed. I'm already healed. It's done. I don't have to think about it. I don't have to worry about it. I'm already healed, right? So the same thing could go with, attracting the lover. I'm already loved. I already found my lover. I'm already in harmony with who I desire to attract in the love case. Or, I already received the promotion. I already received that new level of abundance. I already received that new level of income that I'm looking for. It's already done. I don't need to think about it. It's done. How would I act? How would I respond to life events, regardless of how contrary they may seem to my current desire? I wouldn't give it any second thought. I would be like, oh, okay. You would do the same thing. You'd be like, that's interesting. That's funny how that's playing out, but that really doesn't mean anything. Everything that I want is already here. So that's fun that life is playing out, showing some little contrast. How you respond to life events is going to dictate how things play out even closer. You see what I'm saying? Even as it unfolds, right? Because you are the creator of your life. You are the magician. You are the painter of your canvas. You are the orchestrator of your own orchestra, right? So you have to recognize that how you respond to life circumstances is what's going to play out. So contrast shows up and it's saying, I wonder how vibrationally stable this person is in believing in their well-being, in believing in their abundance, in believing in their worthiness, in believing in their self-worth, in believing in their ability to be loved, in their ability to, in believing and knowing. It's not even just belief, because belief sort of gets this idea that, you have to, I gotta believe. Believe is all mental, right? Like it's a mental thing. And I feel like for me, it has to become an embodiment, a knowing. Like it's done, it's done, it's done, it's done, it's done, it's done, right? It's done, it's done, it's done. Like, it's done. Like, just, and you have to like reprogram your mind to get to the doneness of it on a daily basis. One of the things that I wanted to just share in this live really quickly as a helpful tip, an extra helpful tip, is start to practice the energetic response to life if you already had your desire. A lot of times we have rehearsed worry, we have rehearsed fear, we have rehearsed, upset or dissatisfaction. We've rehearsed all those emotions. We got those on lock, right? We got those on lock. We can pull those emotions out of a hat easily, right? But can you pull the emotional set point of joy, peace, abundance, freedom? Can you pull those same, can you pull that higher vibrational set of emotions and expectations out the same that you can pull out the lower vibrational states of being? And so that's what I want to invite you to practice more of this week moving forward, is can you start to practice and give yourself space to be in joy, right? Regardless of if you have the manifestation now. Like, you can't attract anything that you desire if you're not a vibrational match to it. And how do you become a vibrational match? You have to start practicing the energetic response, your energetic signature, your emotional response. What is your emotional set point, right? Are you always in fear, worry, jealousy, anger, whatever, all the denser frequencies are? Are you practicing more higher vibrations? You know what I mean? And for me, nature is always my go-to. Like, I'm a fairy. And so for me, going out in nature, being next to a body of water, just walking through the trees always gets me there that much quicker, right? And just sort of disconnecting from social media, disconnecting from, family members or friends who might not be in vibrational match with what I desire, and just giving myself a moment's peace, right? 30 minutes or more, usually it's hours. And just giving myself that time to just sort of recalibrate and tune in to what I already know to be true, which is I'm a divine being having this human experience. All this shit is temporary, and I'm the one creating my reality. So once I come back to that sort of base reality, it's like, oh, right. Okay. I see. All this other stuff that's playing out, this contrast doesn't mean anything. Like, what I desire is already on lock. You see what I'm saying? And so I hope that this has been helpful. Let's do a quick recap of the 5 signs. First sign is you're not listening to your intuition. You're listening to outside voices more than your own inner guidance. The second sign is that you are way too attached to a specific outcome. The third sign is you're focusing on what could go wrong instead of what's going right. The fourth sign is that you're in a state of I'll be happy when versus living in joy in the now or peace in the now. And the fifth and final sign is you're assuming that circumstances that seem contrary to your desired outcome must mean that it's not going to manifest, right? So I hope these signs has been helpful. Let me know if you have any questions in the chat, and I will answer them while I'm live now. And if this does resonate and you're looking for more help, definitely visit us at visit me at divineearthschool.com/call to book a complimentary call to see if coaching with me is something that you're looking for. And on that call, we're going to really dive into what's blocking you currently. What's blocking you, right? What are your desires, and how can you take actionable steps to actually help you get there, spiritual and otherwise, right? And by the end of that call, you'll be really clear on where you are, where you want to be, what's preventing you from getting there, and some of the best steps to get there. And if that step includes working with me, then I'll offer you to work with me. And if not, I won't either. But at least by the end of the call, you'll feel more in tune with knowing what you can do to move you towards your desire. So if that's something that you're interested in, then visit me at www.divineearthschool.com/call. Just put that in the chat, and you can check it in the description box below. And if you're just looking for just a one-on-one spiritual consultation, then definitely visit me at divineearthschool.com/align for a one-on-one session. So, okay. So let me get to your comment. Too happy on my own. So if someone decides to walk away, I don't take that as something's wrong with me. Right, exactly. Right. And it has to, like, I love that, Sati. Like, if you have any questions, feel free to pop them in a chat before. But that's so true, right? And I think a lot of times, especially when it comes to the whole romantic relationships thing, is that we've been so conditioned with social media, with movies and all that stuff, is that, you know, well, one, there's a partial truth to it, right? In our human form, we're usually male or female, or if you identify as other, but usually you embody more masculine or feminine characteristics, right? And so in this human form, we're always going to feel some level of longing to be united or feel union with the masculine or the feminine, depending on what you identify with more. And it doesn't necessarily mean that, you know, whatever. It doesn't mean, it's not about sexuality, but it's just about that desire to feel whole, right? And so that desire to feel whole oftentimes is exploited with media and you being told, well, now the whole narrative is completely different now. But anyways, that's a whole nother life. But but what I want to say is that a huge part of, I feel like, attracting the right partner, I find, or just attracting more love in general, is when you feel whole and love yourself, right? Is when you feel in tune with your own sense of self-worth, sense of self-love, sense of, you know, goddess or god-like qualities, you know what I mean? When you're embodying that, but not to like a degree where it's sort of perverted, but it's like you can be in your godness, you can be in your goddess statehood, and the addition of a partner is beautiful, and the absence of a partner is also beautiful. It's not necessary in order for your well-being to be assured. You see what I'm saying? So I love that you say that, because that is very true. Like, can you feel whole now? If you're looking for a love partner, for example, can you feel loved? Can you feel adored? Can you feel, you know, celebrated? Can you feel listened to? Can you feel all those things that you're seeking in a partner? Can you feel and give yourself that same energy? And if you can't, then some self-love and some other types of work is definitely necessary, because if you start seeking that outside of yourself before you give it to yourself, then it's always going to be something that you're chasing outside of yourself. You have to almost embody everything that you're looking for in a love partner to attract more of that which you want. You see what I'm saying? And so that's definitely something that I've learned on my journey of several relationships in my life. So definitely a good one. I love that insight, Sati. So I hope this live has been helpful for you guys. As always, flow with what feels good and let go of what doesn't, because you are divine. You are a divine being, and your soul knows exactly what you've come to explore and experience while on this planet. So remember, what you conceive is what you'll receive. What you expect is what... Hold on. What you conceive is what you'll receive. What you expect is what you'll get, and however you feel is what will become real for you. So vibrate higher, and I will chat with you guys next time. Peace, love, and light.